Welcome all to Plutus IS. Today we'll be discussing from the very basic NCERT, Introduction to Geography. So whenever we talk about UPSC, we always focus on NCERTs. That NCERTs are the Bibles for the preparation of UPSC. So here we have got an initiative where we'll be studying the NCERT from the very basics from the 6th standard and we'll go further to the 12th standard. Understand it, and also we'll try to figure out how UPSC frames the questions from the very simple textbooks of the NCERT. So here we have the first chapter of the 6th standard, which is the Earth in the solar system. We'll be starting from the first part of it, which talks about how the objects, how the celestial bodies are placed in the whole solar system. So the topic and the chapter talks about the solar system, celestial body, moon, stars, suns, difference between asteroids and meteoroids, and we'll further discuss how you have to read the NCERT first. So taking on the major part, which is along the bright objects, you may also see the moon on the most of the days. It may, however, appear at different times in different shapes and different position. You can see full moon only once in about a month. As everybody know that we have two types of moon, right? Majorly, the one is a full moon where you'll have the whole picturization of the moon, and then we have the new moon, which we call it as first as the Purnima, the second one as the Amavasya. So this comes every fortnight, which is 15 days. It's a 15-day cycle where first we'll have the full moon and then we'll have the new moon. Now the sun, moon and all the objects shining in the night sky are called celestial body. The one which are shining, right? The sun, moon and all the objects are known as celestial body. So the first term that we have to focus that is the celestial body. What are the celestial body? Okay, one important topic which I have picked up from the NCERT is celestial bodies, right? First we'll study about that in the further slides which I have made. Then some celestial bodies are very big and hot and some are small. As everybody knows that everything cannot be in one shape. It will have the different shapes, different sizes, it will have different characteristics. Similarly goes on with the celestial body. They have different shapes, sizes and characteristics, right? They have their own heat and light which they emit in a large amount, and the celestial bodies are called stars. So celestial bodies can be divided into two parts, one which are emitting their own light and one which are not emitting their light. One which are emitting their own light are stars, and one which are not emitting are the other kind of celestial body. Then the second thing they are discussing is the constellation, which is a group of the star, and they make certain kind of pattern, they make certain kind of orientation. So one of the most famous one is Ursa Major constellation that we have, right? Next point they have discussed about, in ancient times people used to determine directions during the night with the help of the stars. The North Star indicate the north direction. It is called the pole star. First, what is a pole star? Pole star is having a very much significance that when the pole star, if you can figure out or you can mark the pole star in the sky, that means this is the north direction. Why? Because it has a significance that it will be always in the north direction. And once you know north direction, then you can easily figure out the different directions of the area. Next, some celestial body do not have their own heat and light. They are lit by the light of the stars. Such bodies are called planets. The word planets come from the Greek word planetai, which means wanderers. I have already told you the celestial bodies are divided into two parts, one which is emitting light, one which is not emitting light. The emitting one is called as stars, which is not emitting is planets. Right? This is how the celestial bodies are divided into two parts. And also we have studied what do we mean by planets. It is known as wanderers in the Greek word. Right? It gets all its heat and light from the sun, which is our nearest star. The moon that we see in the sky is a satellite of the earth only. This is a natural satellite of earth. Moon revolves around the earth like earth revolves around the sun. Okay. Now next topic in the NCERT which is important is solar system. Now solar system is having the shape in which the sun is in between and we have all the planets surrounding it and they are orbiting around the sun in fixed orbits, right? These orbits are elliptical in shape and therefore we have different planets surrounding it, first starting from the Mercury, right? And hence we have what? Mercury, Venus, Mars, Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune, right? The first which we have to talk is about the sun. So sun is the center of the solar system. This is to be noted in the NCERT, that is the center of the solar system. It is huge and made up of extremely hot gases. How it is made up of? It is made up of helium and hydrogen majorly, and there are a lot of fusion which takes place here. Fusion keeps on taking place here, and because of the fusion there is emitting of lot of gases, lot of reaction taking place in the sun surface. It provides the pulling force and binds the solar system. Always remember, like the earth has a gravitational pull, similarly all the celestial body, for example the sun also has the gravitational pull, so it attracts what? All the planets around it, right? So it has the gravity. Even the sun has the gravitational pull. The sun is ultimate source of heat and light, no doubt about it, but the tremendous heat is not felt so much despite being our nearest star. It is far away from us. The sun is how much away? 150 million kilometers away. Now the next thing we are going to discuss is about the planets. Right? We have been discussing about the planets a lot. That how many planets do we have? We have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. All the 8 planets of solar system move from the sun in a fixed path, and with this fixed path is known as orbits. This is known as orbits. So Mercury is nearest, right? And how many days it take? 88 days to complete one round around its orbit. And how many days the Earth takes? It takes how many days to complete? 88 days, right? And Venus is considered as Earth's twin because of its size and shape. Also you have to remember why. Why you have to focus that if we are comparing the Earth with the Venus, then why we are comparing it? We are comparing it because of the size and the shape, right? Then the Earth is the 3rd nearest planet. In size, it is the 5th largest planet. It is slightly flattened at the poles and the shape is described as geoid. Geoid means Earth-like shape, right? So these are, it is also known as blue planet, right? And it is consisting of, Earth is consisting of major gases also, right? The maximum amount of gas is of nitrogen. Then we have the other gases like oxygen present on it, then carbon dioxide and etc. All the gases present on the surface of the Earth. Now talking about the moon. Moon is a natural satellite of the Earth. It also orbits, even it has the gravitational pull. Like the Earth has a gravitational pull, the moon is also having a gravitational pull, right? And its diameter is 1/4 that of the Earth. Done. So here are some characteristics of the moon. The second one is it appears big because it is nearer to our planet, right? And it is how many kilometers? Kilometers are not generally asked. You have to just have a rough idea that it is near to the Earth. It is 3,84,400 kilometers away, right? Now, the major part of it is asteroid and meteoroid. These are the major part of the chapter that you have to focus. What is the difference between meteoroid and asteroid? At least you should have 4 to 5 differences between them that I'll be further discussing in these slides. I'm just picking out the important part from the NCERTs, how you have to read the NCERT and where you have to focus. Okay. The asteroids, apart from the stars, the planets and satellites, there are numerous tiny bodies which move around the sun. The first characteristics that we have taken is it's a tiny body that moves around the sun. These bodies are called asteroids. They are found between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. Second characteristics, they are found between Mars and Jupiter. Right? Then is meteoroid. Meteoroid species of the rocks which move around the sun are called meteoroid. Sometimes these meteoroids come near the earth and then drop upon it. During this process, due to the friction, the air, they get heated up and burn and causes a flash of light. Sometimes meteoroid, without being burned completely, falls on the earth and creates a hollow. So their meteoroid is coming on the earth, right? But lot of times what happens, because of the friction which happens because of the air, an atmosphere which is outside which is surrounding the earth especially. So what happens, because of the friction, the meteoroids just get disappeared because of the friction. Friction means that it will just burn away and it will not come near to the surface of the earth. But sometimes what happens, the atmosphere which is surrounding the earth is not able to evade the meteoroid invasion. Then what will happen? In that case, it will come and it will just create a hollow on the surface of the earth, right? Understand? So solar system is a part of what? Universe, right? Similarly, so we have what? It is the cluster. So do you see the whitish board band, like white glowing path across the sky? So whenever in the night you see the sky, तो कैसा लगता है आपको sky बहुत ज़्यादा, you have so many things surrounding it, right? We consider that only this is the part. Solar system is just a part of the universe, right? It is just a very, very, very small part of the universe. And our solar system is also the part of this galaxy. Which galaxy we are talking about? In ancient India, it was imagined to be the river of light flowing in the sky. Thus, it was named as Akash Ganga. A galaxy is a huge system. So, what is galaxy? This is the formal definition of the galaxy. Is a huge system of billions of stars, clouds of dust, and gases. There are millions of such galaxies that make universe. So this is not only our galaxy which is existing in the universe, there are millions of galaxies which are constituting the whole universe. Ours is very, very small, which is very small part of the universe, and we have to also understand there are major galaxies which are existing, but we are not able to reach to that galaxies. Reason being, they are very far away and we have been not technologically advanced enough that we can detect those galaxies. But the NASA and ISRO are still striving to figure out different galaxies present in the universe. Right? So even the back questions you can focus. Okay? These are important questions. Try to solve them and try to assess when you read the NCERT. So we have seen how we have to read the NCERT chapter. Now we have taken some of the important terminologies from the NCERT and will further study how we have to analyze the topic from the NCERT itself. So what topics we have taken? Celestial body. So first I'll be discussing about the formal definition of celestial body. Right? This is what we have read in the NCERT chapter. So any natural body outside of the Earth's atmosphere is called a celestial body. Any natural body. Some celestial bodies do not have their own light. I have already discussed, like planets, they do not have their own lights. But there are some celestial bodies which do have their own light. They are lit by the light of the stars. Such bodies are called planets. A planet is a celestial body that orbits a star. So if we talk about Earth, Earth is orbiting Sun. Sun is also a star because Sun, what it emits its own light. I have already discussed how it emits its light through the fusion which is happening between helium and hydrogen present in the abundance amount on the Sun's surface. Sun moon and those objects shining in the sky are called also as a celestial body. We are not able to see this celestial body during the daytime because of the bright light of the sun. Next is star. What is star? Star forms a very large part of clouds of what? Of gas and dust. Whenever you will see what happens in the night, we see star as a twinkling stars, okay, but what are they actually? They are made up of majorly of gas and dust particles. Dust particles, okay. They form what? We also call them as a molecular cloud. They produce their own light. The sun is also a star as well. The solar system comprises the sun and celestial body that produce light. The sun is a star as well. Okay, since stars are millions of times away from the sun, we see them as twinkling stars. The largest star in the universe is which ones? It is UY Scuti. It is the red supergiant with the radius of 1.2 billion kilometer. So now we know what is this celestial body. We know the formal definition. We know how the planets are behaving, how the stars are behaving, right? This is a major difference. Key takeaway from the 6th class NCERT of chapter 1. Now we have discussed about the pole star. How is pole star? North star is also known as pole star. This can be used interchangeably. It is very bright star, around 2500 times more luminous than the sun. Okay, it is a part of the constellation Ursa Minor and it is around 323 light years away. It appears to stay motionless because of the placement. If you can see here, because of this placement, it is placed where? In the north direction. Now because of its placement, you can also assess the other directions of it, like east, west and south. Then its position and brightness have allowed humans to use it for the navigation since late ancient times, right? Lot of people used to wonder that how the people in the ancient times used to detect the directions. Now they had their own methodology to detect. One of the methodology that they used in the night is through the pole star. Okay. Now planets, we have discussed about it. It is coming from the Greek word which is known as what? Wanderer. The more modern definition can be found in Merriam-Webster dictionary, which defines planet as any of the large body that revolve around the sun in the solar system. Okay. According to IAU, a group of astronomers that names objects in our solar system agreed their own definition of word planets, right? So planets are placed in the solar system in a way, right? How? The definition of planet of this says that it must orbit a star in our cosmic neighborhood, the sun. Obviously, when we'll call that as a planet, one of the characteristics should be that it orbits around the sun. It must be big enough. So when we'll call the planet as a planet, otherwise the asteroid is also moving around the sun, right? Then what is the difference between asteroid and planets? How will we be able to determine the major difference between them? So they had some IAU had some briefs about when you will call something as a planet. So first is it must orbit around the sun. It must be big enough to have enough gravity to force it into spherical shape, right? Third, it must be big enough that its gravity has cleared away any other object of the similar size near its orbit around the sun. So these are three major characteristics. If they have, then they are fitting into to be called as a planet in the solar system. So sun is at the center. We have discussed it so many times. Sun is ultimate source of heat. Yes. And its tremendous heat is not felt. Why it is not felt? Because it is not that too near to the earth. Why? If we would have been living on the Mercury or the Venus, then we would have felt that, oh, it's so hot. Or maybe if you have been so away from the sun, then we would have experienced too much of cold, right? But this earth placement is such that it is neither too hot that we cannot survive or humans cannot survive, neither it is too cold that again the human existence is possible on the earth, because it is moderate. It is okay for humans to live. Okay, so the next one we have the terrestrial planets, right? So understand, we have so many planets. So the planets are divided into two parts. The one part we have the terrestrial planet, the other one is a Jovian planet. The characteristics of all the planets are not same. Why? Because the material they have been made up of is not same. Sometimes the material they are made up of are to what? It is made up of iron, right? The other parts are made up of we call silicate materials, right? So that's how we divide the planets. The inner planets, these are the inner planets. We call also them as the inner planets. Why inner? Because the placement of these planets are inside the part of the solar system, right? So we call them as inner planets 1, 2 and 3, 4. And what they are made up of? They are made up of dense metals, they are made up of iron. The layer surrounding the core is the mantle, which is made up of silicate rocks and semi-fluid. So this is how the rocky substances are of the terrestrial planets. The other part of the placement of the Jovian planets is which is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. These are known as what? Jovian planets. And why the word Jovian? It is also known as gas giants. Always remember, they are also known as gas giants. Why they are known as gas giants? Because these are four largest planets in our solar system: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and they are characterized by massive size. First of all, they will have what? They have the massive size, big sizes they are having. They are having massive size. Apart from that, they are also having the gases surrounding them, right? And they are mainly composed of hydrogen and helium, right? These are the characteristics of the Jovian planets, right? First is what? Terrestrial, the other one are Jovian. Okay, then placement is also in the outer part of the solar system, right? I've already told you that asteroids and meteoroids are very, very important. So we'll have the quick discussion on the differences between both. So what is asteroid? Is a small rocky objects that orbits the sun. Rocky, underline the word rocky objects, small rocky objects that surrounds the sun. And asteroids are smaller than the planet. Always remember, the size of the asteroids, the size of the asteroids is always smaller than the planets, but they are larger than what? Pebble size object. They are not too small, but obviously they are smaller than the planets. Now one asteroid can smash into another. This can create small pieces of asteroids to break off. Those are known as meteoroid. Meteoroid can also come from the comets. So these are the smaller difference, the major difference between the asteroids and meteoroid. We have taken the key terms, we have also discussed them in detail. This much is only required from the class part of the NCERT, the class 6 NCERT. Further we will going to the chapter number 2 of the class NCERT. Stay tuned and understand the fundamentals to the core. Thank you so much.